Hello, I'm back with you with another stream of the Sims Online free OS, and this volume's a little bit high. Turn it down. I'll see about that. I'm back with you here. Another good time playing this, and I go to skills category. Let me see. Too many on. Try there. Go there. You can get this at free SO. I say free OS, but it's free SO. You can get that free SO. Do a search, maybe freeso.org or something like that. I can't remember exact URL, but just free SO. Do a search and you can see it free. It's a pretty nice program, as you can see here. Let me go to another one. I bought some land and I started the walls last night, as you can see the stream. For that, I was able to have enough money to buy some land, but I need to build a place now, and so I need to get more money. I only got $7 left on that, so I don't know if we'll be able to do a job shift through this stream or not, but we'll find out here as we go. Ain't too many people on though. Only 5 here, so I might not be streaming too long this time. But we'll see. But mine is Chan Techman on Freeso. Let me do a search. Freeso.org. You can get that downloaded. You have to create an account. It's free. Remember, like I told you, it was Sims Online. The max is charged for that. $10 a month, but they did that for several years. I can't remember how long, but then they shut that down. So when Freeso got maybe a little over a year now or so, I got a hold of it and they programmed it to work, and they started a server, and they just got one place where Sims Online had several different worlds, or whatever you call it, cities or whatever. But now this one only has one, but hey, it's free, so not too bad. It's the same thing as Sims Online, the same program, but they made it a installer, so it install and work on the new computers, and you can capture it and do all this stuff. So that's pretty good, because the original Sims 1, I tried to get it to capture. I have that, and I have it running on Windows 10, but it will not capture everything I've done. I've tried all the different programs. You can't get it to capture. Only way I know of to get it to capture is output it through, catch the output and capture it to a recorder from the output of the computer. That's the only way I know of, and that's a little more than I want to do right now for that. But this one captures great, and it basically is Sims 1, but the online. They made it so where it's a few little changes. The sad clown ain't in this one in the painting. That's a good. So this makes this one a little better than in that regard. But Sims 1 did have more stuff, but it wasn't online. So this is really nice. All the Sims should have a multiplayer, in my opinion. But they don't. I heard a rumor that they was trying to make it with Sims 5, make an online thing, but that would be nice. And as long as they don't charge you a monthly fee, because that monthly fee can be, I don't know, they should offer free servers and paid servers. I guess I can understand it charging for because they have a really good server. I guess I can understand that, but you think they would have like a free way to do it free too, like some Warcraft and some of those games they have a free server, or you can play in a paid one. Like I think maybe PlayStation had that. I don't know if they have a monthly fee on all their PlayStation now or not, but they did have it where you could play free on free servers or paid servers, and that would be good. Have it free to start out. And if you get going more and growing, then you could pay for the paid server, something like that. In the end, they would probably end up have more people to do it and end up having more subscribers if they did it that way. And maybe that was the downfall of Sims Online, because it was purely just a monthly fee. And back then everything was free. I played Unreal Tournament, and that was all free. All the games online was free. And back then I can't remember if they had a paid option or not, but I know you could play free. So, and that was probably around the same time frame as this. And to have this, the same time frame as Sims Online, and to have that Sims Online where it was paid, and probably was a little too much when they could only do it paid. They should have had it, like I said, free and paid, or have them all free, but at least have some free and some paid. I think that was their downfall, because back then, that was pretty much unheard of to pay a monthly fee to play a game, even if it was online. Now, probably not so much be a huge thing, but back then it was. See, the speed there's only 30%, because I look like I'm the only one that's playing. It looks like it. Probably not going to stream long, and I might not stream long enough to do the job thing, because that's over 12 hours from now in the Sims time. Even though the Sims time is faster, it's still a long time from now, and there's not enough people on the. If there's enough people on the chat with, that would be different. But at the same time, you can see how it's going by fast. One thing I've never figured out is if everybody is the same time like this on the Sims or not, or if it's, I don't know how that works. Nobody answered my question on that, so I hope my volume is loud enough. I think I got it where it's okay. If you can hear the game too, turn that game about halfway. Turn up a little more. How about that? Can you hear that now? I won't be able to tell until I go back to the recording though to see. But y'all should be able to hear it. Problem was that One time I had it so loud you couldn't hear me because the music was so loud. So we'll see on this. I don't. This is an old game, so I shouldn't have any copyright on it. But I know I told everybody I would compare the Sims 1 gameplay to Sims 4 and have it side by side, but until I figure out how to capture that, I won't be able to. I can take a screenshot, but this is pretty similar, so you can tell the difference. This is basically looks the same quality looks as the Sims 1. I mean, it's the same graphics. It has Sims 1 has it's a little different than this, but you can get the gist to see the difference minus the online thing. You can tell the difference. I personally like Sims 1. Everything except the relationships are a little harder, and the job you have to be there every day, and there's no times off. You don't get off the weekends. With Sims 4, that job you get off like normal 2 days a week. I could do a normal job. And depends what job you pick on there, is what days you're off, but you still get 2 days off a week on there. So that's good. On Sims 4, that's good. Whereas the Sims, it wasn't no days off. You had to be there every day. If you didn't show up, if you missed the following day, you would get fired. So on there, so you know, that's a little strict with some stuff on Sims 1. But I like the graphics and stuff. It's pretty good. You know, it's easier to see things because you look down like this, so that made it a lot easier to see everything and do stuff. And it wasn't very taxing on your computer even back then. It wasn't taxing at all because it wasn't 3D. You know, and it's easy to find stuff in the menu system here. It's really easy. Similar looks menu as this. Really easy to go buy them all. It's a little different setup, but build. You have to be the same setup as Sims 1, even though this is online. Build mode and you buy mode and stuff like that. Everything was really simple to use, so you really didn't have to get much training on it. Or Sims 4, it is a lot different. It takes you a while to figure it out. You can see the capture I did on that. But you know, they both are good. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 now. So I recently got SimCity 2013 Complete Edition. I might, after I play around with that, I'll do a game capture live stream of that. I can't live stream on YouTube until probably tomorrow because I didn't set that up. I never set that up yet, and I guess for some reason YouTube takes a day to set that up. So and that was really late when I did that, so it'll take 24 hours for me to be able to live stream on YouTube. So the YouTube right now will be just uploads until tomorrow. Even then, it won't be all the time live streams. We'll be doing sometimes. So I'm on vacation this week, so you know, and it's winter time, so good time to stream in the winter time. You know, bad weather, it's cold and rainy and snowy and stuff, and so it'll be a little easier to have more time to do that streaming and stuff. But on now this week, because I'm on vacation, but I won't be streaming as much when I go back to work. Drink espresso. I like that kitchen setup. And a dog bowl. I like that kitchen setup on here. Pretty nice setup. guess that's a bookshelf, so you can read and grow your skills on that. Nine o'clock sim time now, so it's going by pretty fast. Don't know how long this stream will be, but if you're on the chat on was it Twitch? I can't see the chat. But I just started the Twitch account and stuff, so I haven't used. You see, he likes the coffee. I haven't used that. I just actually signed up, I guess, yesterday, the Twitch account. So more longer I have it, the more I'll be able to figure that out. I know I have Amazon Prime, so I should have used it Twitch a long time ago. I never did. You got to use. Hey, it comes free with it, so you just well use it, right? And I do gaming, so. But the only bad thing about Twitch is they do not keep your streams indefinitely like YouTube. It's only 60 days if you're Amazon Prime member. Twitch Prime, they keep it 60 days is all. And you have to keep them. You can have a way to connect your YouTube to it and click, and it pushes it over to YouTube, or download it. But I'd recommend, if you're going to do that, there's a Restream.io site. You can sign up for that free, and with the OBS broadcaster, you can use push it to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So when you can stream live on YouTube and stream live on Twitch at the same time. So you wouldn't have to, if you do that, you wouldn't have to push it over to YouTube, because it will be on there. You can stream on both services that way, and that's free. Restream.io. Like I said, though, I can't stream live to YouTube yet until tomorrow, until they set it up. But once that's set up, I will be streaming live. Should be able to stream live to both of them. I signed up for that Restream. I haven't used it yet, so this should be okay. Hope they don't have any ads with that. I know they have a premium service where you can do more stuff, stream to Facebook Live and stuff. So I think the free one won't have any ads, or how they make their money is through the premium services, because some people do like to stream to Facebook Live and stuff like that. You can do that with that service when streaming YouTube at the same time and other things, which that is pretty handy to have that. It really is. Even if you do streaming professionally for different things, that Restream would be a good site to have, even if you had to pay for it, because to have a computer that does, which OBS can't do multiple streams, but a computer to do that, you have to have a really high end, like a dedicated 8-core or more computer. It'd be a couple $1,000s to have a computer. That's just you building it yourself. At least a minimum a couple $1,000s to have a computer that will able to output multiple streams at once, because it's a lot of taxing on the video card and the CPU. So Restream, even if you had to pay the monthly service, would be worth it. It's less taxing on your computer. Even the high-end computers, it'll still be less taxing on it, because you're outputting one stream. And but it's just really would be a good service, and it should be okay. I haven't tried it yet, but you know, and you got to have a really good internet connection. Obviously, it goes without saying to do several streams output at once from your internet connection. So that would be on top of having a high-end computer that will be able to do it. You would have to have a really good internet service. Well, if you have the restream, you would only have to have one output. So you'd have to, save even a good streams at one output. So, is a taxing on it, because the uploads ain't as good as your downloads in any stream, unless you have the gigabit fiber, Google Fiber and stuff like that. They have a gig down and a gig out. So, they should be okay. I don't know if they go depend on how many people has the connection or what. But just use Restream. You don't have to worry about all that. As long as you have enough for one upload and have a good computer, you can do that. You still need a decent computer, but it's definitely good to just have something that outputs it all for you. You have less chances to have any glitches and stuff like that. So that's a little education bit for you today on that. Hope the audio is pretty good on this stream. The more I stream, the better quality I'll get, the more I can figure it out. I had a problem with the OBS. The stream was a little dot on the top left corner. Just looked a little square dot, very small, and you couldn't resize the picture for that. And I found out you push Control R or Control F, and that does work. I had the worst time with that. I even deleted all the settings, and it still would do it, and I just couldn't get. Even today, I had to fool with it, and I got so aggravated. I completely removed OBS, reinstalled it, everything. I couldn't figure that out. But if you hit Control and R, it makes it big. So that at least worked for me. So I fixed that. So that's good. So I like OBS. Even the paid ones, I think ain't as good as OBS. And OBS is a free open source. Let me see the full name. Open Broadcast Software, OBS. So you can do a search for that, and they have a website. You can download that. Make sure they're a legitimate website. I'll give it to you right now. Let's see. OBSproject.com. OBSproject.com is their site. So people just demanding, aren't they? What I see, I think that means food. But I encourage you, if you get that open OBS software, open broadcast software, fool with that a little bit. The forums are really good if you have any trouble. It's completely free, and it only outputs one stream, but that's no big deal if you use it Restream. That's no big deal on that. But most, people won't do two at once. But it's kind of handy to stream to YouTube Live and Twitch Live or whatever others you want. I'm not sure if OBS streams to Facebook or not. I'm not sure on that. I know if you use Restream, it will, if you have the paid plan. No. It means home cooking. I like the buffet myself, but I love the buffets. I love the Golden Corral. Golden Corral. Maybe I'll go there this week for weather permitting. I like the Golden Corral. It's pretty good. I love these chats. This is really nice. You ought to try that out. If you get it, look me up, Chan Tech Man on there. That's all. It's on one server, so you'll find me. I did make some land. The Smiths Skills and More, I think, is the plot of land. I don't know if I changed that name or not. But I don't have a house on it yet. I got some walls and that's it. So I got to do some jobs to do more jobs to do that. It might be a while, a couple weeks maybe to or more if I stay with it. But just bear with me and we'll get that. But I encourage you to get this Freeso. I think it was freeso.org. That hunger was getting kind of bad on there. See where he goes. Okay. I like the chairs. I wish I had one of them in real life. It looks pretty comfy. That's an old design chair. And look at that laptop. It don't have a screen on it. Back then, when this was made, wasn't too many laptops, and wasn't even too many. This is a futuristic design computer there because they didn't have computers that got PCs that small. They had some of the microcomputers were pretty small, and that's a shame they didn't keep making them like that. All in one thing, basically, the keyboard was a computer, all built into one. Now that was really nice. They don't even make that anymore. So too bad. That would be pretty nice. Huh, look at that. That's pretty neat. Even had, did y'all see that? I here had to tell graphics and audio. That's pretty neat. Pretty neat. I might, when I try to get up to 9 on that, call this stream close. I don't know if you can hear that audio on the, that is pretty nice, that piano. But this is the closest game capture I can get to Sims 1. So, like I described, told you about that situation, but this is the closest I'm going to be able to get to that for now. I don't know if I can ever do that or not, because it was made for Windows 95, the Sims 1. I guess this one was too, but they got hold of the software and redid it and all, and made it in a window instead of full screen. Because that full screen back then was differently than how they did it now. Do it now. It does play on Windows 10, but you have to use some programming skills to get it to play on Windows 10. But it does play on Windows 10 like it would on Windows 95. But it can't capture it because the only thing in the software you can take a picture, but in the software you can't record. I know in Sims 3 it allows you to record. I don't think it allows you to. That one allows you to live stream, but you can use that one though with OBS just fine. I already did that. You can see that on my YouTube channel. I already did the Sims 3, recorded that. It works just fine. I didn't know the audio it didn't record, but that's okay because they didn't want to record the audio on those newer ones anyway, because it might get a copyright ding. But I'm gonna try that, work out that audio the next time I do that stream, and I'll try to put the audio for that game on there. But if there's a copyright, either take out YouTube as a thing where they take out the copyrighted songs. I'll do that if I can, or I might have to just redo the whole stream with no audio at all for the Sims 3. So we'll see on that. Just trials and errors. I know the Sims 4 I left the audio in it, and it did have one part was a copyright claim, and I hit it to where YouTube to take that audio, that part out, and it did. That's the first time in the past with other things I did on YouTube on another channel with music and stuff. It couldn't take it out, but it was for some reason. I don't know if they just got it better or just with the stream it lets you do that. Good, somebody else is playing so I can get a better speed. So we just do trial and errors. We'll figure this out together. How about that? I'll post on forums sometimes getting help, and they are a big help in different forums with different things that I can't figure out. Or you can do search, and sometimes you don't even have to. A lot of times post on forums because somebody else has had an issue with it, so you can read the solution. Something like with getting Sims 1 to play on Windows 10. That's how I got that figured out. It's just through forums, and somebody made a way. And one thing why I wouldn't play on Windows 10 was because the Sims back then, I don't know if I can't remember if all the software, but at least Max's software, but maybe a huge chunk of the softwares back then for 95, the games, you had to have the CD. Even though installed the game onto the computer, it didn't run off the CD like consoles would, where you didn't have to install it. You had to install it on Windows, the PC, but to run it, you had to have the CD in the computer, where it's the checked. I guess they did that so where like they didn't want you to sell it to somebody else or something, or borrow somebody's. You can install it, use the key, then excuse me. They didn't want you to just borrow somebody else's copy or rent it and rent the games like you could rent some stuff back then, and let somebody else, different things. They want to make sure you had the copy and you still had the copy, that you didn't give it to or sell it or something like that after you installed it. They made sure you had to have that CD to run the program. It was a CD check or something like that. Well, Microsoft took that out of Windows, where you can't do that in Windows anymore, that CD check. It won't allow you for security reasons. I didn't really study why, but it said security reasons. It was some kind of security hole when you do that, so they took that out, that feature out of Windows. So that's why it wouldn't run on Windows 10. The newer systems, even Windows 7 and upwards, it wouldn't run it. Even Windows 7 is older, but they took it out back then, even when Microsoft did, so you couldn't do that CD check. Well, you got to have a special exe file for Sims, whatever the exe file name is, the main file it uses to run the program, the game. It has the CD check into that file. Where somebody fixed that file where it don't have that CD check anymore, so now you could run it on Windows 10. And there's another type setting you have to type, create a shortcut, copy that shortcut onto your desktop, where it's a shortcut to that file, and you don't run it on the start menu where you click on it, the name to run the game through the start menu. You go into the shortcut, but you have to have a type of code to make it full screen, to make it all the way full screen, and then you have to put it Windows compatibility mode for that shortcut for Windows XP Service Pack 3 in compatibility mode, and you do it run as administrator. Then that Sims 1 will play. If you do all of those things, you can find all the downloads of patches online. You do a search, you do all those things, Sims 1 will play just like it would on the Windows 95 or 98 computer. It works just fine. Been working hard. Let's see. Jitterbug interaction. That's good. I don't know what jitterbug is. I heard of it. Anyway, so it will play, but you have to it won't capture, like I already said. So that's a little training for you. Hmm. But I don't have the webcam set up for these streams. I really don't like doing the webcams and stuff, because you can't do the game full screen, or kind of overlaps it over it. You just want to see the full game. And here's this, I'll show you. There's bio, there's the sim description. Here's the skills you have. You can click this, click that, and it will allow you to, it'll lock those skills. You can continue to grow them, but you won't be able to lose them if you lock them. And you have available 20 that you can do that. And they said every week they add you one more. So next week I have 21. The following week I have 22 that I can lock. So you want to do just a few. See, my logic has went down because it wasn't locked. I did have more logic, and I had more cooking, or no, charisma. So But they said you want to work on 2 at a time. Once you get all of those filled, you know, get that filled, you go to the next one and next one, stuff like that. So that's what they've told me as I learned how they told me. I'm gonna get my greens up on this Sims, what they call it, here. She's snoring. Yes. I call this getting the greens up right here. And when it gets red, so I'm gonna build that up and call this stream of clothes. But this, I really like this chat feature. It's really nice. They really designed this house really good. I hope I ever have money to get. See, change the sport outfit. Here, try that. What she's talking about? You can change the PJs. Switch to sleepwear. Where's she at? Oh, she's a raiding. She got plenty of skill points built up. She's been doing this for a while. You get one a week, so to get 40, you'd need 20 weeks, which is not too long, I guess. No, is it? Let me see. Yeah, 20 weeks. Did you get 20? No, 21 weeks. I guess maybe something like that. It says you get 20 more weeks on top of that, or unless you get another. I don't know how that works. Probably 21 weeks. You get 20 weeks, and the following week you get one more. So the first week you get 20, and you start getting on one more after the first week. So about 21 weeks. If I'm explaining that correctly. He walks like me when I get up. Okay, that's when he closes and he turns off. So I did have a screen. Nice. Nice. That's pretty realistic. I know in Sims 4, if you keep this stuff on, it'll blow up. At least the radio will. You gotta repair it. So I don't know how that works on the Sims 3. But see, all those have it. That's pretty nice. It has that little thing on the screen. That's the attention to detail that I like on these Sims series. But the Sims was originally, SimCity was made first, a long time ago, back in the Commodore days. Commodore 64. I think it had it on the Commodore 64. So that's how long that's been out. Which I remember having the Tandy Color Computer 3, Coco 3. Tandy's a Radio Shack owned Tandy. So he ended up, some of them was called the Radio Shack Color Computers too. But that's what I had, but I never had a I never had a Commodore 64 when I was younger. But they did have SimCity for Commodore. That's how long they tell you that's been out. And the Maxis, and they made Sims. They was originally going to make a what you call it, like a building program to build home designing program for houses. Back then that was popular. You could do that. Just people like messing with it, doing that, and then maybe I guess some professionals even used it. And they had the people in there to had the reactions to what you did. The people with simulations to see how they reacted to how you designed it. And they end up seeing through tests, people liked the people better than they did the program of building the homes. So they end up focusing on the people in it. You can still build stuff in it, and it was, you know, similar to what it had, pretty much, and the people reacted to it. But you can control the people too. But back then, originally, you couldn't control the people. So when the game was focused on that, so pretty nice. You know, Sims 1 was at least at the time was the top-selling software or game of the top one at the time. So I don't know if it still is. So that's just saying how many it sold. It sold a lot. Look at that. Old cooking stove, old wood stove. That's a pipe going out to the wall. Look at that. See, the Sims 4 did that. Remember I did that video on about not putting the wall there? I thought it, I mean the door, I thought it was the door because it cut down like that. And I think that was why the laundry room wouldn't work. But that's a separate video. Look at it, got a big screen TV. I didn't know they had them flat screens back then. Pretty nice. And I'm gonna get off here pretty soon. This would be a long time before it would be time to work, so that's funny, singing in the shower. Be another hour, so I'm not going to do another hour stream right now. So as soon as he gets done with the shower, as soon as I get done with the shower and grab something. Okay, the food's already gone. So as soon as I get done with the shower, I will call this in a stream. So I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video. And if you watch it on Twitch, follow me on Twitch. And thank you, and leave some good comments. And what else would you like to see? I would generally play The Sims. I bought SimCity the 2013. I'm trying to get all the Sims. I got Sims City 2000. I want to try to buy Sims 3000, SimCity 3000, and stuff like that. So let me know what you like to see, and comments and how you want me to change things, you know, or advice on how to make it better, streaming better. Thank you, and this is Chan the Tech Man.